Welcome back, student. This lecture is for 8th standard, chapter number 11, force and pressure. It is the fourth part of this chapter with page number 133. Okay, chapter number 11, part 4, force and pressure, page number 133. In the earlier videos, we have seen that what is force, that is push and pull are types of forces. Then we saw when two things come in interact with each other, they for some forces used. Okay, and forces also used to do work. Next is, then we saw the to perform any work, the total force applied. Okay, maybe it might be in opposite direction, but the total force applied is called as net force. Next, when the total force applied in opposite direction, if it is in opposite direction and the amount of force is equal, then net force is 0. After that, we saw effects of forces. Effects of forces states that force changes or tends to change the state of rest of stationary object. Well, stationary means the object which is not in motion. Later we saw that effect of force on a moving object. On a moving object, when force is applied, it might slow down or stop. Okay, or else it's for what we can say speed can be increased, or force can make an object in motion move faster. Force can change the direction of a moving object. So using force, these three things can happen with a body which is in motion. Next, we saw that effects of force on shape. Okay, on shape, that is it can change the shape or size of the object. Next, we saw two types of forces, that is contact and non-contact force, right? We saw contact and non-contact force. As the name suggests, the force which occurs due to or which comes due to when two objects come in contact with each other. And for non-contact, similarly, if two objects do not come in contact with each other, then two force is present, then this is called as non-contact force. Your example is football. For contact force means when your foot touches the ball, then only you can kick the ball. Okay, so this is contact force. Next, non-contact force, the example is magnet. The magnet, it without coming in contact with the nail, then too it can attract the iron nail. So this is the example of non-contact force, that is magnet. Then again, non-contact force is divided into muscular force and frictional force. Okay, muscular force means the force which is applied using muscles. Okay, so pushing and pulling is done with the hand, and that hand has muscles, so this is muscular force. Next is frictional force when two bodies come in contact or roll over each other, and they reduces the motion of the body. Okay, frictional force always reduces the motion of the body. So example, cycle brakes. When you apply if this is the brake and this is the cycle wheel, if you apply the brakes will reduce the speed of the cycle. Next, for non-contact force, it is also divided into two parts, that is gravitational force and magnetic force. Gravitational force means the force which is due to earth, and it is the force which is present in the universe, and which keeps all the what we can say universal bodies together. Okay, and due to gravitational force, whenever we throw something, it come back to the ground. So that is due to gravitational force. Next is magnetic force. Again, it is due to magnet. Okay, so this is magnetic force. Next, we saw we saw about gravitational force. Gravitational force means if this is the earth, the gravitational force is present up till certain distance. Okay, so whenever an object goes in the what we can say sky, but if it is in the gravitational field, it will come back. Next, okay, if this is the earth, if this is the earth and some object is present at the surface of the earth, so the gravitational pull will be higher. If it is above the earth, the gravitational pull will be less. And if it is present above the gravitational field, okay, if it is present above the gravitational field, then gravitational field is absent. Here it is higher, here it is less, and here it is absent. Next, always the like poles of the magnet attract each other. Okay, so north south and north south. So sorry, unlike poles attract each other. So south and north. Okay, south and north, they are unlike poles, opposite poles, so they always attract each other. Whereas if like poles are placed towards them, facing towards each other, then they will repel each other. And this attraction and repulsion are also forces. Okay, so we can say magnetic force is present, and here you can see between the two magnets there is no rope, wire, nothing, okay, to connect them. So it is present from a certain distance, so we can call it as non-contact force. Next we saw magnetic force. Next we saw unit of forces. In that unit of force we saw that force is denoted by kilogram force. Okay, and that is called as Newton. Newton means Newton is the unit of force. Next, 1 kilogram force is 9.8 Newton. This is the value which you have to remember. Next we saw the second part of the chapter, that is pressure. Pressure means what? Normally we use this word for blood pressure, right? Pressure means something which is the force which occurs due to pressing. Okay, that is pressure. Next is for that we consider an experiment. In this there were bricks placed opposite to each other. Next there was a cardboard placed between the bricks. Okay, then they spreaded playing cards over the cardboard. So when they were spreaded, there was no change in shape in the cardboard. When the bundle was made and placed on the cardboard, it bent slightly, and when the number of cards increased in the bundle, it bends too much. So we can say that pressure depends upon the pressure depends upon the area occupied by the substance which applies force. Okay, so here the playing cards has less area compared to the spreaded one, so hence the pressure is here is more compared to here. Next we saw for that pressure, then we saw this two, what we can say, main points, which were if the area over which the force act decreases, the pressure increases. Means if the area is small, pressure is more. Next, if the force applied on an area increases, the pressure increases. Okay, if the area is less, then pressure is more. And then we saw for pressure the unit is Pascal. It is called as Pascal and denoted by capital P and small a. Next we saw that 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per meter square. Okay, 1 Newton per meter square, whereas 1 Newton is the unit of force, right? And meter square is the unit of area. So Pascal is the unit of pressure, right? So Pascal is unit of pressure, Newton is unit of force, and meter square is unit of area. So we can say that pressure is force upon area. Then we saw example, right? In that example it was said that a box of mass 10 kg has a base of 1 meter square. Calculate the pressure. So we just converted the weight. Okay, the mass was 10 kg, so we converted it into force, and force is given it is 1 kg, force is 10 Newton. So what we did, we just multiplied it by 10. So this 10 kg into 10 kg is 100 Newton. We got force. Then we just substituted that force A value in place of force and area value in place of area, and we calculated pressure. In next example, it was said that the mass of a brick is 250 gram. The dimensions are 10 centimeter, 5 centimeter, and 2 centimeters. Find the pressure of the brick exerts on the ground if it is on rest. Okay, and they gave us two cases. It is first case, the brick is placed at 10 centimeter into 5 centimeter side, and in second case the brick was placed on 5 centimeter into 2 centimeter side. Okay, now for the brick we draw a diagram of the brick. Okay, so if this is 10 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter, and this is 2 centimeter. Okay, so dimensions of the brick was 10, 5 and 2. Then what we did, we considered the first case. first case. In first case, what they said, 10 centimeter into 5 centimeter. Okay, so for 10 centimeter means the brick is placed horizontally. When it is 10 centimeter and 5 centimeter is on the ground, means it is placed horizontally. Then mass is 250 gram. So we converted this 250 gram into kg. So 1 kg is 1000 gram. Therefore, what we did, we divided 250 by 1000. So 250 divided by 1000 is 0.25 kg. Later, so for area, 10 centimeter into 5 centimeter. Okay, so 10 5s are, it is 50, and centimeter into centimeter is centimeter square. So it become 50 centimeter square. Next, we converted this centimeter square into meter square, because our formula says force upon meter square, right? Area is in always meter square. So 1 centimeter is 0.001 meter square. So what we did, we just multiplied this 50 with this. So for 1 it is this much. So for 50 is 50 into 0.0001 meter square. So we got the answer as 0.005 meter square. Then for pressure, we again substituted in the formula, that is force upon area. We got force as 2.5 Newton, right? Here we just converted into kg, and that kg into kg force. So for force, it is given in the textbook that 1 kg force is 10 Newton. So this 20 kg force, 0.25 kg force will be 0.25 into 10, that is 2.5 Newton. So we just substituted here 2.5 divided by 0.005, and after dividing this we got 500 Pascal. So pressure is 500 Pascal in first case. In second case, when the brick was placed at 5 into 2 centimeter, right? 5 into 2 centimeter means it is placed vertically. This 5 centimeter into 2 centimeter, hence the brick is placed vertically. So for that, again the area remains, the force remains constant, right? Because the mass is 250 gram, it is constant. Now what changes is the area. So area changes, means it is 5 centimeter into 2 centimeter. Earlier it was 10 into 5, now it is 5 into 2. So 5 2s are 10 centimeter square. So 1 centimeter square is 0.0001 meter square. Again we did the same thing for this is 10 centimeter. For 10 centimeter it become 10 into 0.0001 meter square. So area becomes 0.001 meter square. Now as the formula of pressure is force upon area, it is 2.5 newtons. Okay, so it is 2.5 newton. Next, divided by area is 0.001 meter square. After dividing this, we get 2500 Pascal. So by comparing this both value, when it is horizontally placed, when it is in first case, when it was horizontally placed, the value was 500 Pascal. In second case, when it was placed vertically, the value is 2500 Pascal. Means we can say that when the brick is placed vertically, it applies more pressure compared to when it is placed horizontally. So these are the two values. Okay, so we saw these two examples. Now today we will start with some examples involving pressure. Now have you understood that when anything is placed with a more area, it applies less pressure, but when it is placed using small area, it applies more pressure, because weight is concentrated more in less area. Okay, so a brick resting on its broad base exerts less pressure. So they says that brick exerts on its base exerts less pressure, whereas when it is placed vertically, it exerts more pressure. Next, have you seen the knife? Knife always have a sharp edge, right? If this is the knife, it will always have sharp edge, right? This edge is always sharp. Why we don't cut using this thick end, and why we cut only using this thin end? Because this small area or this sharp area, okay, this sharp area can cut the thing very easily, but this thick area, this cannot cut the thing easily. Means again the pressure here, due to the small area, the pressure is exerted more compared to the thick area. Next example yeah, if you have a pin, okay, if you have a pin and if the pin has a sharp tip, okay, if it has a sharp tip, so it can pierce anything very easily, it can pierce anything very easily. But what if the pin have like this end, means if the end is not sharp, it won't pierce anything very easily, right? Because this has more area and this has less area. Next example, have you seen bags? Okay, so bags have this type of handles. Bags having this type of handles are more easy to carry and the handles don't get break easily. But if you have a bag and if it has very thin handle, the chances of breaking the handle is very more. Okay, in this case the handles can break easily, whereas here the handle cannot break easily, because here it has thin area and here thick area, and here it has thin area. Again the area depends on the holding. Okay, next is trucks carrying heavy loads. Now have you seen the truck? Okay, the truck wheels are thicker compared to the cycle wheels. Okay, cycle wheels are thinner than the truck wheels. Why? Because the thicker wheels can carry the truck load very easily. Okay, so this you cannot, means you cannot fix the cycle wheel to the truck, right? Because as soon as you fix it over there, the truck will sit down. Okay, the tires will burst out. But if for the truck the tires are very thick. Here they have given example for this. They don't use tires because to work in the sand or the mud, the tires get in the mud easily. But this type of tires or wheels, they don't get in the sand or mud easily. Okay, because their area is more compared to the wheel. Okay, because wheel has this much area towards the ground and it is having this much area on the ground. So have you understood how pressure acts in our daily life? Okay, next, now we have seen pressures of different things on different objects. Now we will go for liquid pressure. We will see for liquid pressure. Now liquid pressure means how liquid exerts pressure on the surrounding. Okay, means how liquid can also exert pressure on the surrounding. For that, first we will consider one example. Okay, first we will consider one not example but experiment. Now in this experiment, what they said, you have to take 4 cases. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, now take a bucket and just take this can. Okay, this can with hole under at the bottom. Okay, so what you have to do, just take this can and insert it inside the bucket. First, when you insert it in the bucket, it should be empty. Okay, it should be empty. So when you insert it inside the bucket, what you will see, the water will start going inside the can from the hole. Okay, so from this hole the water gets inside the can, means from the bucket the water goes inside the can from the hole. Okay, in next case, if you take out this can outside, what will happen, the water will start going from the hole. In next case, if you have a can and if you make holes around this and if you pour water inside the can, what will happen, the water will start coming outside from all the directions. In next case, when you put water inside this can, the water, you will see a fountain like coming outside from all the 3 holes, means at the bottom, next and next. Now this case happens. Okay, now what observation we can say from this? Water exerts pressure in the upward direction. So in this case, when you insert an empty can inside the bucket with a hole at the bottom, the water starts going inside the can from the bottom hole. It means what? Water exerts pressure from what we can say, water exerts pressure, right, in the upward direction. Now in this case, the water is going in the upward direction, right? If this is the bucket and if this is the can and this is the hole, so water starts going inside the can from the hole. So what we can see that the water exerts pressure in the upward direction. Now in second case, when you take this out, the water starts flowing down. It means what? The water can exert pressure downwards also. Means what? It is coming out, so it is exerting pressure downwards. Now in this case, the water can exert pressure in all the directions. Means from all direction the water is coming out, so water can exert pressure from all the direction. In this case, we can see that the water is coming out from all the levels, right? From all the levels. But from the bottom hole, the pressure of water is much more compared to the second, and from second it is more than the first. Okay, means when you see the pressure means what we can say, the width of the water, this water liquid water which stream coming out from that hole. Okay, so we can see that this width at the bottom hole, it is thicker, then it is slightly thinner, and this is the thinnest than this both. Okay, so this is thick, then this is comparatively less thick, and this is very much thick, very much less thick. Okay, so this is the difference. So now means from this experiment we can make some conclusions, right? So we can say that the pressure of the water at depth, means this hole is at depth, right? This is at the lowest level, means this hole is at depth. So we can say the pressure of water at depth is much more than at the upper level. Okay, means what? Similarly we can use this phenomena for sea. So in sea, the pressure at the bottom of an ocean is very high, means the pressure is very much higher at the bottom of the sea. So deep sea divers have to use, so for sea divers, they have to use special uniform for diving. Okay, in next case, submarines are built up of hard thick sheets of metal to withstand. So as there is very high pressure at the bottom of the sea, the submarine should have very thick material used to build them. Okay, next, dams are broader and thicker at the base than at the top. And dams are always like this. Okay, so dams are always, this is the dam wall. Okay, so dam walls are mostly always like this, means it has thicker wall at the, if this is the water inside this. Okay, so if it has thicker wall at the base compared to at the top. Okay, so the walls at the dams are thicker at the bottom. Next it is next, now as we know, we measure the force. Similarly we should measure the pressure. Means how can we measure the pressure? How can we calculate that, yeah, so and so much pressure is present at this level? So for that they use an instrument called as manometer. So this is the diagram of manometer. In manometer there is a U-tube. This is called as U-tube. Okay, next, U means this one, this U. Okay, U tube. And next, the one end of the tube is open. This tube is open, and at this second end of the tube they have attached a rubber pipe, and at the bottom of the rubber pipe they have funnel. Now once measuring scale, our normal measuring scale is fixed over here. So what they do, they just pour some water inside the tube. Initially the water level is equal. Now if the rubber skin is pressed lightly, the pressure on the rubber skin increases. Because of this, the level in A will go down and the level in B will go up. Now as there is some air present inside the rubber tube. Okay, normally air is present everywhere. So this U-tube also have some air present over here and here, and similarly it is present here also. But when we just press the rubber tube, okay, if we press the rubber tube, what happen? The air pressure will go from here to here, right? It will go here, and due to that air pressure, this water level will decrease, and at A the water level will decrease and at B it will rise. So when we press the rubber tube, okay, when we press the rubber tube, the air pressure increases, and due to which the water level at A goes down and it increases at B. Understood? The first case. In second case, if the rubber skin will go down and B will go up, the difference in the level can be read on the ruler. This is a measure of pressure exerted on the rubber skin. Okay, so when this initially, suppose it is at 5, suppose it is at 5, and due to pressing, if this pressure goes at 4, if this water level goes at 4, so we can say that the difference is 1 centimeter, right? Means initially, if this is the U tube and the water level, here it is the scale, okay, so if the water level is 5 initially, but due to the, if this is the rubber tube, and due to the pressing, if the water level goes down, if this goes down and it rises up, so this difference, suppose it is 4 centimeter now, so this is 5 minus 4, so we can see that the pressure applied here is 1, so the difference can be read there on the ruler. This is a measure of pressure exerted on the rubber skin. Next, a liquid exerts pressure in all direction. We have seen in this example. Okay, the pressure is the same in all direction and at the same depth. So pressure increases with depth. Here we have seen that the pressure increases with depth. So these are the few conclusions for liquid pressure. Okay, next is atmospheric pressure. So for atmospheric pressure, first we should know this thing, atmosphere means the layer of air present over the earth. Okay, so if this is the earth, like gravitational field, there is also a layer in which oxygen is present, okay, so up till this layer we call it as atmosphere, right? So atmospheric pressures. Now pressure in this atmosphere, there is air everywhere around you. The air that surrounds the earth in the form of a layer is known as atmosphere. Next, the atmosphere extends to a distance of about 1000 kilometers. So the distance of this layer, okay, the presence of this layer up to is 1000 kilometers. So up to 1000 kilometer over the earth, in all the directions it is present. So the beyond which it fades into space, but beyond 100 kilometers the air is very thin. Okay, beyond this it is very less. But up to 100 kilometer, the amount of oxygen or the amount of air is proper, or it is normal. After that it is thin or it is very less. Next, but an air exerts a force on the surface of the earth. Now as the air is present here, it will exert some force on the earth. And the force exerted by the atmosphere, and the earth is called as atmospheric pressure. It is called as atmospheric pressure. Okay, so the pressure exerted by air on the earth is called as atmospheric pressure. So and this atmospheric pressure is we are not crushed by it, because our bodies which is not easily compressed, and the air pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. And normally our lungs, they what they do, they inhale and exhale the air, so the pressure level is almost equal. Okay, means the pressure level inside our lungs and outside the atmosphere is almost equal, therefore it cannot crush our lungs. Next is examples of atmospheric pressure are like have you used straw, right? When you insert a straw inside any, what you can say, drink. Okay, if this is any juice or any drink, okay, this is juice of anything, and if you insert the straw initially, the you have to suck it to a level, right? You have to suck it initially. When you suck it, first some air will come out, and automatically the juice will start coming. Okay, so it means what, you are just sucking the air inside the straw, and as the air was present, the air was present inside the straw, so it is creating some pressure over the liquid or the juice, and due to that pressure the juice was not able to go inside the straw. But as you suck the air, the pressure decreases and automatically the juice enters the straw. Okay, and next example is syringe. Syringe means injection. Normally we call it as injection. So whenever doctor uses this syringe, what they do initially, they just if this is the injection, just they press the that back, what we say, there is some structure, so they just press it, and due to which the air inside the injection or syringe goes out. Okay, so why, when they pull that back end, if they pull like this, no, for that first they insert it into some medicine, then they just pull the back end of the syringe. So by pulling, what happened, again the air pressure which was present, it goes out, and due to which the liquid enters the syringe. Okay, so in this way the atmospheric pressure works. So have you understood? Okay, so what we saw today is liquid pressure. In that liquid pressure, always in liquid the pressure is very much higher at the bottom. Next, the liquid pressure comes out in all the direction. Next, it comes in upward as well as downward direction. Then we saw about the examples of this juice and syringe. Now we will just go through the fill-ups. Okay, fill in the blanks on page number 145. So if the force increases, the pressure increases. Obviously, if the force increases, pressure also increases. The first answer of the fill-ups is increases. First answer is increases. Second answer is, the unit of pressure is Pascal. The unit of pressure is Pascal. Okay, PASCAL. Unit of pressure is Pascal. Third fill-up, the pressure in a liquid dash as depth increases. So at depth the pressure is high. So as depth increases, pressure also increases. Next answer, the dash is used to measure liquid pressure. The instrument that is used to measure the liquid pressure is manometer. It is manometer. Next, atmospheric pressure dash as height above sea level increases. Atmospheric pressure dash as height above sea level increases. So atmospheric pressure reduces. Why it reduces? Because at the bottom of the sea, at the bottom the pressure is high, and at the sea level, at the top, it is low. So it decreases, right? It decreases or it reduces. Okay, clear with this? With this we end our chapter. In next session we will just go through the back questions. Thank you.